The Rolex, a roll of chapati and fried eggs, is one of the most popular street delicacies in Uganda. This popular food item in Uganda, combining an egg omelette, freshly cut tomatoes, and a cabbage that are wrapped in a chapati. This makes it quick to prepare and can be eaten at any time of the day, from breakfast to lunch, or supper, or even a snack. This idea was invented by Basoga, an ethnic group from eastern Uganda, and later spread to other parts of the country, including Kampala, Uganda's capital. Rolex was promoted more by university students for being convenient, cheap, and faster meal to prepare. So this made the delicacy become a popular food choice because of its taste. Enid Mirembe, the former Miss Tourism Busoga, is one of the people that earmarked this delicacy and has done a lot to promote Rolex in Uganda.
A Rolex became famous in Uganda after being eaten by Makerere University students after sports events. This is a cheap meal that goes for about 1,000 to 1,500 shillings. So after sports events, university students would go to Wandegea to look for something to eat. Therefore, it being famous and known for youths to occupy and eat it. It is cheap, it is quick to make, and it is fast to cook, and it can be got anywhere at any time of the day. Therefore, it can be eaten by youth, bachelors, students. It does not segregate. Anyone can eat it. Those in offices, those who are married. It can be eaten by all age groups of the country. The uniqueness of a Rolex is it's Uganda's only street delicacy. It is a nation identifier, that is one. When you go to any part of the world, there is no other meal that they know about Uganda apart from our. As a country, it unites us, it is cheap, and it can be accessed anywhere at any time of the day and night.
We don't wear them, we eat them. The Rolex, just a few Ugandans wear one, but in actual sense, we eat them. Now it being the favorite fast food of Ugandans, today it can be found anywhere across the country. Where street vendors make it, it is sold as a roadside food with a rolled chapati filled with scrambled egg, vegetables, even sausage or other meats. The Rolex has become the fast food of choice in Uganda.
Ugandans have actually come out to identify themselves with the Rolex as a meal. One, it has employed so many people, so many youths, women, those actually below the age of 30. Most of them do not actually have, when they drop out of school, those who drop out of school, those who cannot get something to do after they've graduated, every one of them can afford to put a stall somewhere and begin work with very low capital. So it employs almost, on the research, the data we have collected and the research, it employs, I should say like 40% of the numbers that drop out of school and those that have failed to look for jobs.
As we speak, besides the border business that is the most done business that occupies youth, the Rolex has now taken a mammoth twist in relation to youth employment. Tusimire McLean, who is married with 2 kids, is living life from chapati and Rolex vending. She has ripped from the business as she stretches us a tale of how she maneuvers her business.
Era 12 ntegekako waka kubanga nkeera ngenda ku mulimu. Soka kufumbira musajja wange kachai, nendongosa waka nenera, nenyoza abaana. Kubanga 12 nogenda kusiika Rolex. Kati ku mulimu wange netagisibwawo sawa ngemu. Bakasoma wange baliira Rolex. Kati sawa mbwe ntuuka ku mulimu nokukanda engano, ninotegeka nendongosa ku bintu byenkozesa abantu okufuna ekye baagala, nenyoza ku bintu nekuma ku sigiri, nentandika osiika chapati. Kasoma wajira nangamba njagala ku Rolex ki buli kimu nina okitegeka bulungi kubanga kasoma wange yampa buli kimu. Oyo ye bosi wange. Kati Rolex njimazeemu omwaka gumu nga nkola mu Rolex. Nguzeemu nga kayumba, kapoloti. Nsuubira okufunamu ebirala bingi kubanga abenyetagisa nganzo omukyalo omukozi bingi.
Rolex being a favorite fast food to many, McLean has appeased a number of people's appetite, including a one Simon who is one of her daily customers.
Omukyalo no mulaba atusikira bulungi chapati wano ne tulya ngate bulungi nnyo. Chapati zeziwoma atusikira bulungi chapati ngate mukyala muyonjo. Tetulina kwemulugunya kwonna bwe tuba tulya nga tuyinza okufunamu obulwadde buno. Era tulya nga tuli banyiikivu nga tuwulira twagala tulye wano. Ffe nga ffe abaggala gi wano era tulya nga tuli banyiikivu nga tuwulira twagala tulye wano.
In Kampala city of Let, Ugandans now celebrate the Rolex delicacy through a famous experience baptized the Rolex Festival. This Rolex Festival was launched in 2016 by the Ministry of Tourism to promote the cultural food legacy not only to Ugandans but also around the continent and the world at large. According to CNN, the Rolex was ranked the fastest growing snack in Uganda. The festival has now become an annual event that attracts people from all walks of life. The festival is characterized with sufficient snacks and drinks, accompanied by all sorts of exciting moments and entertainment, including music from the best musicians in the country, games, and raffle draws.
The Rolex Festival is an international, first of all, it's a private initiative. The CEO, Madam Inidi Mirembe, approached the ministry when she had this idea, which actually we support, because as a Minister of Tourism, we really support initiatives are done by the private people. So when Enid came with this proposal, we supported her, we endorsed her move, and we are happy that the initiative has really moved on. Now I think we had season 3. We went to Jinja and other cities actually now inviting for the Rolex Festival in their localities. So to me, it's a great success. The Rolex and the Rolex festivals and generally the move is a great initiative. However, during all the initiatives, we've been carrying on different campaigns. We needed the Rolex and the hygiene, encouraging our people to have it hygienically, prepare it well, so that when eating it, we actually have a good meal. But culinary tourism, which is food tourism in general, is one of the items of tourism. Because when tourists visit a destination, they have to eat, and they mind what they eat. So it's very important that we look at what our tourists, our visitors eat. Rolex is actually, it's a street food. It's a highway food. This is not when you go to Egypt, you find a different kind of food they eat on their streets. When you're in Nairobi, it's everywhere in every country. Only that for us as a Rolex, we boast that a Rolex is a complete food. It has everything it takes. I'm also happy about the new initiatives that are coming on board. I've seen people doing a Malewa Rolex. I've seen people doing all sorts of Rolexes. And really, it has even changed the way we used to think about a Rolex, about the eggs and the tomatoes and the chapati. It has really changed to another level. So yes, international, if we want the food to hit the international international market and those who came here, who always come here. We just need to improve on the hygiene. We need to improve on the handling, basically, and the training, because the foods that we also eat elsewhere has also some issues, but definitely it's the way it's prepared so that people pick confidence, total confidence in this kind of food. Rolex provides a platform for us to campaign for Uganda when we are there to campaign that this is one of the cheapest destinations. You know, Rolex of 3,000 shillings, with 3,000 shillings, which is less than $1, somebody can have a complete meal in the country called Uganda.
What began as just a fast food for Ugandans and the university students in particular, today the celebrations are going on annually, collecting mammoth crowds at the festival. The question examined would be, what's the future of Rolex Festival in Uganda and for the Ugandans? Not forgetting the international revelers.
Rolex right now has grown over time in terms of numbers. The revelers have increased year after year. From inception, I must say for the last other 3 years before the last edition of 2019, we were at Uganda Museum, and it's only last year that we decided to shift and go to a bigger venue, which is Rugomo Cricket Oval. This shows you that there's been growth in the numbers. Of course, like any other thing, it has to go through a life cycle of development. So the numbers have been overwhelming and growing over time until 2018, when we really got to understand that Uganda Museum was really a small place for us. So we decided to go to Cricket Oval, and yes, lucky enough, we were able to also attract huge numbers. This shows you that people trust our brand. They've been able to associate with it. Even when we switch positions, we still get good turn-up. Rolex Festival is a family event. It's a family event. It's an event that begins in the morning. So we have different people coming through. So we have those ones that come as early as 8, because it gets open at 8, and then we close at around 9 p.m. So we have those people that come very early. Then when we have other revelers that go to the church first and then join us at around noon. Then of course we always have the Slay Kings and the Slay Queens that come at around 4 p.m. and want to shut down the event. But in terms of pushing and marketing this entire event is really hectic. Normally when people ask me, I always compare it to you organizing your own wedding, but I must say multiply it by 5 times. It's like you're organizing 5 weddings and they're all yours. That's how hectic it is. You must coordinate everything. Even when you get departments on who handles what and handles when, you end up, you have about 200 people, 300 people working during and, I must say before and during the event and still after, but you have to think for everyone. So as much as you're manning the gates, you need to think, is what is on stage really appropriate? Because as much as it's a family event, we don't want to have children on stage. Some of our sponsors are not really, the marketing policies don't allow them have kids on stage.
This Rolex delicacy is and has always been enjoyed at any time of the day, regardless of whether you have it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It is readily available anytime, anywhere.